One thing that I find interesting is on the surface, it looks like it's about innovation and embracing crypto, but underneath, it's also about something very geopolitically strategic, and that is extending dollar dominance. We need buyers for US government debt. So again, these stablecoins will be backed by short-term US treasuries. And if you look at the current stablecoins out there, ones like Tether, they have been significant customers for the US Treasury market. And right now we're in a bit of a predicament. I'm sure you've covered it on the show, $37 trillion worth of debt. And so I think it's really interesting timing that they prioritize this stablecoin bill, because we really need something to absorb the debt that we're going to need to continue to issue because we're running such big deficits. And as Lynn Alden always says, nothing stops this train. So
I think part of what you're saying, Natalie, is that the world is becoming more digital. Everybody knows that. And that people do transact digitally now in many different ways, right? You pay with PayPal or Venmo. But if someone were to say, well, why would I ever need a stable coin? In other words, why can't I just transact with a credit card or using the sort of technologies that already exist? Why would I want to own a token somehow connected to a treasury? What does that actually do for me?
I think a lot of us take for granted what happens behind the scenes when we use electronic dollars with, say, our credit cards, for example. Settlement actually takes a long time. And with every credit card transaction, there are gatekeepers and people who take fees along the way. And this actually gets worse when you think about on a global scale transactions that are happening cross-border. So these payments are made instantly. They settle in the background instantly, and they expand access to the dollar in countries where they have far worse debasement and inflation than we do here in the US. But one reason why I think stablecoins will actually encourage Bitcoin adoption is because at the end of the day, what's wrong with fiat? The supply constantly expands, and that's true for our dollar as well as every currency out there. And so I think people will start to use stablecoins as maybe a payment mechanism, but they will start to increasingly save in Bitcoin because it's the one thing that no government can print.